Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Wonderfully Made. My name is Shanette, and it is time for a no buy / low buy 2025 check-in and update. Can you believe that we are just about halfway through this year? I mean, this year is flying by. So anyway, let's talk about this no buy, how I'm doing. Am I failing at it? Am I succeeding? A little bit of both is the answer. But let's talk about it. At the beginning of the year, I set a goal for myself not to buy anything that I didn't need, particularly as it relates to makeup and other beauty related items, right? Now, my no buy was not intended to be one that I only bought the necessities of life, but I did put myself on a pretty tight budget, and I am allowed to replace things that I've run out of. So let's talk about how I'm doing. I'm not failing, but I'm definitely a C plus minus C average. I'm not excelling, okay, but I'm not failing either. 2024 and 2023, I had already cut back on my spending as it relates to makeup and stuff like that. I had started buying a lot more luxury items, and I had to choose my poison. I had to pick my poison, and my poison was luxury items. I wasn't going to spend thousands on luxury items and thousands on makeup and all of that. I mean, my personal budget just was not going to accept that, okay? My pocketbook, my bank account, none of it was going to approve. So I picked my poison, and I had already cut back on my makeup purchases. However, my makeup purchases and skincare and all of that was still pretty astronomical when you consider, what an average person needs when it comes to makeup, and especially if you're not making money doing this. My goal was to spend as little as possible to no money, okay, on makeup items, but that was pretty much an unrealistic goal for me. I'm hoping to progress to the point to where I don't even care about buying makeup items. That's going to be a slow process for me. So what I'm going to show you today is the things that I've purchased, but I want to compare that to the items that I've used up in terms of value. So hopefully by the end of this video, you can determine how well you think I've done in terms of balancing what I've used up and the value of the items that I've used up versus the money that I've spent on bringing things into my collection. Today I'm going to focus primarily on makeup and skincare items. I'm going to do a whole nother video on fragrances and body care. Now that was a long intro, but if you want to see how I did, stay tuned and let's dive in. So this is my first failure at the no buy. I bought a bunch of lip products that I absolutely did not need, but here we are. The Chanel Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue. This is the 2-step long-lasting liquid lipstick. I only bought one. The old Shanette would have purchased all of them. I have a whole video about it. I'll leave it linked in the description section below. Then I went out and purchased several of the L'Oreal liquid lipsticks. They are great dupes of the Chanel one. I also picked up this lipstick from MAC, which is part of their nudes collection that came out recently, and I purchased it in the shade Call It Cozy. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. This is the perfect cool tone nude shade for deep skin. I love it. A set from Glossier. It was a set of 2 of their lip balms. This one is in the chocolate scent, and it tastes and smells like chocolate, and this one is, I think this one is like a vanilla scent. Oh my goodness, it's very, very fragrant. like when you put it on your lips, you will smell it, okay, for a long time. But I got this from TJ Maxx, so I think the regular price may have been like $40 and I got it for like $15. So the only thing I paid full price for was the liquid lipstick, and that was $50. The only other two makeup related items that I purchased and did not need were these brushes, okay? And the only reason why I purchased these brushes is because I am a brush hoarder. I love makeup brushes. That is my makeup kryptonite. I am like really fighting the urge to buy some BK Beauty brushes. There are some more Sonia G brushes that I want, some more Chikuhodo brushes that I want, and I'm like, girl, you don't need another brush. The BK Beauty brushes that I am actually fiending for are those slanted foundation brushes. So when I saw this one at Ulta, it's a Morphe brush, and I'm not a huge Morphe fan, but when I felt it, the sample one, it was so soft, and if you can see, it's got that slant there, and you can use it to contour, you can use it for foundation. Oh my goodness, it's so soft. And so yeah, I ended up purchasing that. I am obsessed with the Kitten Paw concealer brushes. I saw Fancy Face talk about these brushes from Walmart. They're from the Moda collection, and she talked about how soft they are, and Fancy Face has just about all the brushes that I have in terms of the Fude brushes, you know, those handmade natural hair brushes from Japan. Oh, this is soft. Okay, so anyway, this is kind of curbing my appetite to spend hundreds of dollars on brushes from BK Beauty, as well as some other ones that I want, at least for this year. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that I've used up. I was getting ready to throw some of this stuff away, and I was like, oh no, you know what, let me save these things to do an empties video. So I'm not going to have everything that I used up. I used up several powders. Okay, this Pat McGrath pressed powder, used it completely up. As you can see, there is absolutely nothing in there. Do y'all remember when Patrick Starr collabed with MAC to create a loose powder? These are they. Patrick's powder. It came out originally in this jar, and then it came out in limited edition packaging with this powder puff, and I will use that just to set my entire face. And I finally used it up. I have a backup of this one, but that's for another day. I used up 2 Pat McGrath concealers. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but those are completely empty. I did use up a Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and this was the, what is it called, the deluxe size or super size bottle. I used up a little sample size bottle, and I also used up a mini. I'm pretty sure I used up a mini bottle as well. And I used up a bottle of Fix Plus. Well, you know what, now that I'm looking at it, I still have a little bit left in this, so I need to use this one up. Scratch that one. Normally I have multiple backups of my MAC Fix Plus because it is a staple for me, but I actually was out of it. I saw this at TJ Maxx for a really good price. It was $16.99, and regular price, I believe this is $34, so I did pick that up. And I did pick up the duo set of the travel size Charlotte Tilbury setting spray during the Ulta sale. I got 20% off of that, and it came with 2 of them. I also used up this Ilia skin tint with an SPF of 40. I did use up one of my Dior lip oils completely, and I have this MAC eyeshadow in the shade Saddle. I'm considering this used up, so we're gonna call this one done. I'm tired of, you know, struggling trying to get product on the eyeshadow brush, so this is done. So now let's talk numbers. So far, I spent $189 on makeup related items, but I've used up about $422 worth of makeup related products. Okay, and that's just what I've used up. We're not going to even talk about the fact that I've been actually using my products in my project pan projects, etc. So what do you think? Do you think it balanced itself out a bit when you think of it that way? So your thoughts. Let's move on to skincare. I only purchased one serum, and that is the Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This is something that I use pretty much daily. But I have used several serums. I used this Tatcha Luminous Deep Hydration Serum. I think I have one or two backups of this. I love this. I used up my Good Molecules Super Peptide Serum. This is really good as well. I used up a full size and a travel size of my Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum, a must-have. If you use this serum on a consistent and regular basis, you will see a difference in your skin. You will see a reduction in your fine lines and wrinkles. It'll be really subtle, but you will see a difference. So for serums, I spent $12, but I used up $241 worth of serums. I did use up two of these. This is the Estee Lauder Revitalizing Youth Power Supreme Cream. I want to say that I used up the rest of my Lancome night cream as well this year that I didn't include in this. So I've used several moisturizers. This is a must. I love this. You can use this day or night, but I love it under makeup. And guys, this L'Oreal Midnight Cream, believe the hype. The hype is real. This stuff is amazing. It's rich, it's thick, it's decadent. It works just as well as the $100 moisturizers that I buy. And I mean, I would even compare this to my La Mer. Okay, it's not La Mer. Okay, it's not La Mer. But considering how much I really love this moisturizer, I don't feel the need to repurchase La Mer. Let's put it that way. Okay, I love La Mer. If somebody gifts it to me, fine, but I'm not going to spend the money for La Mer anymore when I have other products that work just as well for a fraction of the cost. But this is good stuff. Love it at night, love it under makeup. Definitely a staple. I'm telling you, you have to try this out. I also used up a travel size Lancome Regenerate Lift Multi-Action Moisturizer. The Dr. Dennis Gross Dewy Deep Cream. This stuff is really good. I only had this deluxe sized sample of it. I have another deluxe sized sample of this, but it's full bottle worthy. Actually, it's quite comparable to the Midnight Cream. It's really nice. When I saw that I was getting low on the Midnight Cream, I had to repurchase it right away. Okay, I did not want to be without it. And Walmart so happened to have had this kit where you get the night cream, and the serum. I have not tried this serum, but I cannot wait to put it to use. I wish I had purchased two of them instead of one. So let's talk numbers. I spent $40, and I'm just rounding it up, on this moisturizer, and actually I'm looking at it as if I got the serum free, but I used about $210 worth of moisturizers. I'm pretty sure I used up more than that, but I used up Tatcha the Silk Peona eye cream. I love this stuff. It moisturizes your under eye area as well as firms it a little bit. It's perfect to prep your under eye area for makeup. I do have a backup of this. I am currently using one that I purchased from the REM brand, and so far so good. I really like it. I also used this Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair eye cream, used it up. Now this eye cream is okay. It's definitely not my favorite. I would not purchase this. I would not repurchase this for sure. I have a backup because it came in a set that I purchased at the beginning of the year. Sometimes I use it at night, primarily under makeup, but I really have not seen much of a difference from using this eye cream. Now, because I already have backups of this, I really didn't need to buy anything in terms of eye creams. But me being me, had to get something. I saw this in Walmart one day. This is the Good Molecules Yeba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel, and this was only $6, and it's like a salve, almost like a balm, and I wanted to give it a try. I'm looking forward to using this under makeup. So I spent $6 on eye creams, but I used up about $141 worth of eye creams. I used up all of this Glow Tonic by Pixie, and this was actually the large bottle. I need this in my collection, so I'm gonna repurchase this one right away. I also finished up my Caudalie Essence. I don't have the bottle because when I finished it, I wasn't thinking about saving my empties at that time, so I threw it away, but I did finish it up. And so that was about $88, the two of them, if you add the two of them together. I used up my Lancome, I think it's the Lancome Gentle Cream facial wash. I don't remember the name of it. I also used up my Good Molecules facial wash. I used a deluxe or a travel size of the Tula one. And then I finally finished up this big jar of Purity Made Simple by Philosophy. I buy this every year from QVC. They always have this supersized jar. I love this. It's very gentle. I love it for the morning time. I use it sometimes at night as a first step of my skincare routine to remove my makeup. I also love to use this to clean my brushes. So yes, this is a staple. I purchased another one at last year preparing for my no buy this year, but I'm just now finishing this up. I have not purchased any facial cleansers so far this year, but I used up about $190 worth of facial cleansers. And then finally I have the sunscreens. I used this Make It Matte sunscreen up by Black Girl Sunscreen. That's used up. I've pretty much used up all of this sunscreen by Drunk Elephant. This is the tinted one. It's the Ombre Tinte Physical Daily Defense in an SPF of 30. And I'm saying that I used it up, but I used enough of it. I don't care for it that much, to be honest with you, and I was just trying to use it up, but I think my skin is reacting to it, so we're gonna call this used up because I literally used almost all of it. Now this one, on the other hand, the Shiseido sunscreen stick with an SPF of 50, gone. Okay, I use this up. I am not afraid to dig all of the product out. Okay, I try to get every little bit of this out. This is my go-to sunscreen for no makeup days. Even though it's really good, under makeup. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow sunscreen in SPF 50, and I am so upset because they discontinued this one and they came out with the Watermelon Glow SPF 45 in the stick form, but I love it in the squeeze tube. It works so well under my makeup. To replace this, because this has such a beautiful glow under makeup. I had heard so many good things about the Naturium Dew Glow moisturizer, which has an SPF of 50. I bought the regular one, and I bought the tinted one in the shade Deep, and that's to basically replace these two. Now apparently e.l.f. has duped this sunscreen stick by Shiseido. We shall see. I purchased it because it's less than half the cost of this, so we're going to give it a go. Along with that, I also bought the e.l.f. All Set for Sun sunscreen setting spray, and this has an SPF of 40, which is the dupe for the Super Goop Resetting sunscreen, which also has an SPF of 40. And so for sunscreens, I spent about $74, and I used up about $114 in sunscreen products, because I didn't count this one because I still have quite a bit left in there. So if my math is mathing correctly, okay, I spent about $298 so far this year on beauty products, makeup, skincare, okay? However, I used up about $1,202 worth of products just from using what I already have, and that's just what I used up completely so far this year. That does not even count the products that I'm using consistently. Again, this year the goal is get your money's worth, use your products, enjoy your products, and that is exactly what I've been doing. My goal is to reset after June and to make it from July until Christmas and not buy anything else beauty related. I don't care what it is. It's going to be tough, but that is the goal. I am resetting. And the reason why I'm starting July 1st is because I'm going on vacation at the end of June, and I don't want to restrict myself on vacation. I'm hoping to film a separate video showing you guys my fragrances and body care, this same style of video. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested to see that. In the meantime, please give me a thumbs up. It really will help me out in trying to rebuild this channel in terms of the algorithm. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe as well as hit the notification bell. And as always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and He loves you. And I'll see you in the next video.